All right, well, hello everyone. My name is Ms. Gomez. I work with the TRIO Talent Search Program at Cal State San Bernardino, overseeing the San Bernardino City Unified District. So welcome all to the Cal State Apply video series. I'll introduce
Yes.
myself.
Yeah, sorry, I almost cut you off there, Ms. Gomez. So I'm Mr. Garcia. I'm actually the other educational counselor that works with all of the high school students in Colton Joint Unified School District. So yeah, like Ms. Gomez was saying, welcome to the Cal State Apply series. Today we will be going over how to apply to any CSU campus in California. So hopefully you guys take out a piece of paper, write down notes, take some pictures, or of course we'll be sharing the PowerPoint with all of you if that's something that all of you guys want as well. So let's get into it. All right.
So we'll start with slide number 1, which is kind of like a little checklist of what you'll be needing to complete the Cal State application. So one is your unofficial transcripts. Make sure you get them from one of your counselors, or you can email us and let us know if you need them. We have access to them too. Your test scores, SAT, ACT, AP, or IB, if you're taking them. Your social security number, if you have one. Your citizenship status, meaning if you lived in California for more than 2 years, not if you're like a US citizen. Method of payment, you might need a debit card or a credit card so you can pay for it unless you qualify for what we're going to talk about. Your parents' citizenship status, annual income, your parents' employment background, and 2 letters of recommendations to apply to the EOP program that all the Cal States have. And then your California State student ID, it's optional for every K through 12 student in California public schools. That's AKA California colleges. If you don't know of it, you will by the end of this presentation. Next.
All right, so first things first, of course, everyone needs to create their Cal State Apply account. The website is on the screen. It's www.calstate.edu/apply. So just enter that on your Internet Explorer. Go to create an account, which will be under sign in. Fill out the information on the create an account page. For the email address, please make sure it is an address that is personal to you. It's not your school email address, because this is an email address that you will be using even after you graduate. So just make sure that you check that regularly. Most official CSU communication comes by email, so that's just a tip for all of you, because it is going to be important that you check this personal email that you will be using for the account that you create. For the password, so it is a common mistake for during the process where you guys are creating your account. You need to make sure that you have one lowercase letter, one uppercase letter, and one number in that password. It does not matter what it is. You know, it can be something personal to you, or just a common password that you use for all of your accounts. But just make sure you write it down. I know how annoying it can be when you have to reset your password every single time you have to log on an account. So just make sure you write it down somewhere. I know Ms. Gomez and I had we kind of have a log, which would be a great idea for us to send out to all of you, where you can just write down all of the passwords and accounts that you will be creating for Cal State Apply, the Common App, and any other account creations that you guys will be doing for your senior year. So just keep an eye out. We'll more than likely send that out to all of you.
And then the extended profile. So pretty much what that talks about is just your overall goals when you're starting the application. Are you going to be the first to receive a bachelor's degree? If you are, make sure you list that. I think all of you that we're currently working with us on our NERD program, you would select that option. Which of the following best describes your current educational status? So obviously all of you are graduating high school in 2021, so make sure you list that. And then, have you taken and earned any college credits through community college or university? You would select yes, even if you've taken classes through college classes at Valley, you would select yes. If you haven't, and you haven't taken any of those classes that are offered at the high schools, like the concurrent enrollment, you would just simply select no. So that's just an extended profile. They want to know, why do you want to go to Cal State for? What kind of degree do you need?
All right, so once you have created an account and you filled out the information like on the previous slide, the extended profile and things of that sort, you need to make sure to also write down your CAS ID, which is an ID number that you will be given once you create an account. And then it would be, you can find that on the top right hand side of the screen, sorry. On the top right hand side of the screen, once you create an account, that is where you'll be able to find it. As you can see, it is circled. Just make sure you write that down because you will need that for like future references.
When you forget those passwords, that's the first thing they're gonna ask.
Exactly.
So select your program. Start by typing in the program, aka major or campus that you're trying to go to. So if you know you're looking for a major in bio, or a common one is psychology, this is where you're gonna look for it on top of the college. You can also use the filter little icon that you see there to select that in the major and college that you want to go to. Select the programs you wish to apply by clicking the plus. So you would just literally add click, and then you'd be able to select that program in school. Program must be undergraduate. I think you guys are all going to be undergraduates, so that makes sense. You may apply to one program per campus. See the total fees on the top left, 70 per campus, except the fee waiver up on your 4 campuses. So that means every time that you're selecting a program, you can select up to 4 or 1. 1 will equal $70 unless you qualify for the fee waiver, which we'll talk about later on in this presentation. Once you're ready, click I am done reviewing my selection. So pretty much select your program means select the Cal States that you're going to apply in addition to the major that you're going to do. So you're going to do both at the same time. So select the 4 colleges you're going to apply to, and then the majors out at those colleges and the programs that you're trying to do.
All right. So these are the 4 parts of the application. So once you log on and you see your account, you will see these four squares right on the screen. And as you complete all the information in each one of these squares, you will be seeing like a green bar that will fill up the circle, as you can see under program materials. And that's going to allow you to see how much you have completed of that square. Just know that by the time that you finish with the application, all 4 squares on the screen need to be fully green in order for you to submit the applications. So the 4 parts consist of personal information, academic history, supporting information, and program materials. And we will cover each square in this PowerPoint or presentation, sorry. So let's go ahead and start with quadrant number 1. I'm gonna hand it over to Ms. Gomez, and she'll be able to explain all the personal information that all of you would have to put in the application.
Of course, thank you, Mr. Garcia. So quadrant number 1 is just your personal info. It's a release statement, your biographic information, contact information, if you lived in California, or your citizenship status, your race and ethnicity, information, some information about your parents, other information, financial and parental information. So when your parents' income, when I'm covering this quadrant 1. So on the next slide, it's gonna ask for citizenship and residency information. For those who select no earlier, do you have or will you require an F1 JV1 visa to study at a CSU? So pretty much US citizenship. Were you born in the US, or were you naturalized here? Are you a permanent resident? If you have no citizenship status, just select no, there's no problem. If you're a refugee or if you're on a student visa, then this is where you would select and let the Cal State know where do you stand, with your citizenship status. So it'll start with that. And then on the next slide, it should talk about residency for California. So again, this is just asking about if you lived in the US state, your permanent home has been California, or what state has been your home. Reminder, this is to know if you've been here living more than 2 years in Cali. If your permanent home is California, you'll be prompted to indicate, yes, you lived in California for more than 2 years. If you indicated that you live there continuously since birth, if no, you'll be asked to give dates. So if you moved out of state or you just came back your senior year, you're doing different years at a different state, you'll just simply select no and list the dates of where you were residing at the other state before you came to Cali. So that's just verifying info for that in-state tuition. And then, so this is filling out citizenship for undocumented students. When it asks for your citizen status, you just select no. Set your country, citizenship, oh my God, country of citizenship. You'll just select where you were born. If you were born outside of the US, what year did you move to the US? What is again the state that you've been residing at? And then do you claim California residency? You're gonna select yes, because even if you move straight into Cali and you've been living here from your country of origin, you just, been living in California, you just select yes. Have you lived in California continuously since birth? You would obviously select no. And then you would just list the date in which you started living here in Cali. So just FYI, undocumented students can apply too. Other information that it's gonna ask you on your personal information once you get to the screen, it's your social security number. Incorrect or missing information could delay admissions or require you to return in additional documentation. So make sure that you have your social handy. DACA students should enter their social. So I know that DACA students are able to utilize, they're assigned a social security number. So make sure you have it handy too. And then your statewide student identifier SSID is on your high school transcript. So if you notice where you have a copy of your transcript, right at the top, it has a little number. Some transcripts have it at the bottom. So make sure that you have that written down or you have your transcript with you so you can enter it. So make sure you have your social and your transcripts handy once you're entering this info. Then the funds, the financial and parent information. This information is part of the application fee waiver process. So make sure that you guys put everything correctly on this page. Students should recall how many people live in the household. So think about how many of you live with your brother, sister, uncle, cousin, abuela, whatever. Just think about who lives at home, and in this window, you're gonna put that. Any of the statements apply to you if you're independent or dependent. You're gonna select, independent would be you file your own taxes, you sustain yourself, your parents don't help you. Dependent means your parents help you and they claim you. So make sure you list that. And this is very important because again, make sure that you add the right information. So if you're eligible for a fee waiver, you're able to get that at the end of the application. So have that info, income and how many people live at home. So how much money do your parents make? Can people live at home? Cool, next. Quadrant 2 is academic history. This is where your transcripts are gonna come in handy. You're gonna wanna put the high schools you attended. That's kind of like an overview of what's gonna be filling out on this quadrant. Academic information, colleges you've attended, high school coursework, college coursework, A through G matching, and those SAT, ACT scores. This is where you're gonna be able to enter them. So I'll quickly cover them in detail. So high schools you've attended, they're gonna wanna know if obviously you lived in the United States and you moved around a couple of times, make sure you list the high school that you came from. If you've been at the same high school or you go to Arroyo or Colton High or Rialto High, you'll just enter it using the state, city, and zip code, and then it should appear there. You should auto-populate. You can just select it. And then dual enrollment college coursework. So this means if you as a senior are graduating with college credits, think back to the 4 years that you've been in high school. All colleges courses that appear on a college transcript would be reported on college coursework page. So make sure you list those courses as college credit because you took them at Valley or whatever your community college was. They're gonna want to know that. Applicants will then add the appropriate A through G category to each college course material. So it'll actually also go on your A through G where you're putting your A through G. So you'll also put them on there. The application will automatically grant full year of high school credit for each college course and put it. So again, this is you took those college classes during high school, you're gonna get the credit at the Cal State. So make sure you notify that and you list those courses. So this is colleges attended. That's if you've attended the college previously or you've attended any other college and you received credit. I'm sure this window will appear. So make sure that you let them know and you'll need those transcripts as well, I believe. So high school and college coursework, complete the section carefully as failure to follow instructions will delay admissions decision and can ultimately impact your admissions decision together. So again, what should you be reporting? All the high school classes that you've taken and that have met the A through Gs. Do not include non-college prep courses like health or PE. So they don't want to see those. Make sure that you're not listing those. Middle school coursework exceptions, any math, algebra or higher, and or other languages than English courses, level 1 or higher, taken in middle school that continue courses progression into 9th grade can be entered to receive consideration. So think back to your middle school year, 8th grade. I know some students take algebra 1, so make sure you go back and input that. That should reflect on your transcripts too. Or if you've taken a higher level English course, then list that on there. So list all your A through Gs, including those courses and that math class that you might have taken in middle school. Do not include your health, PE, like the non-A through G courses. High school coursework. So reminder, you're able to add those courses that you might have taken 7th or 8th grade. So look at your transcripts and see if you've taken any English or math classes that count for A through G coursework in high school. And then this is literally where you're gonna start entering and using your transcript to start inputting all the A through G courses from middle school all the way to 12th grade or 9 through 12. If you didn't take any courses in middle school, then you're fine. Don't worry about that. Just do the 9 through 12. Little hint that I like to give my students is when you're looking at your transcript, I know a lot of the transcripts have this little P next to A through Gs. So all the ones with the little P's, those are the ones you're gonna wanna enter. And then start typing and then it should auto-populate the course. You're just gonna select it and then you're gonna enter, you're literally gonna copy whatever it says on the transcript. It should auto-populate and make sure it matches. And then you're gonna enter your grades for semester 1 and semester 2. So look at those little P's, exactly match it to the grade, to the class name and to the letter grade that you received for semester 1 and semester 2. 9th all the way to 12th. So college coursework, again, they're gonna wanna know if you've taken any college classes. It will only show up for students who have said on their application that yes, they've taken a college course. Colleges listed are from what college you typed in earlier for colleges attended. So when you select that you took college classes, you're gonna wanna enter the college that you listed, click edit to begin and added courses for class. After click add a semester, then click add course to report the course that specific semester. So again, if you took any classes at Valley, Chaffey, whatever your community college was, you're gonna wanna list that and let them know that you did take a class in high school for college credit and list the college where you took it. But if you didn't, don't worry about it. You just select no and then that shouldn't appear. College coursework. So again, about adding a course must be matched on official transcripts. So make sure that you are matching the name of the class on your transcript to when you're inputting them. Title will fill in automatically once you select the course. So again, it's gonna auto-populate, so make sure you select that one. Enter the grade that you received. If the course is CSU transferable, check the transferable box. Click save, continue until your college semester and courses are done. Remember that with college coursework, you report all colleges courses taken, even if it's not transferable or relevant. So just again, highlighting, let them know that you did a college course and you received credit and what that grade was. And make sure you match the name in the class. Now for the high schoolers, make sure, high schoolers, all of you, you're matching again those A through G classes. Those A through Gs are listed on their A through G. Obviously, make sure that you just put them in there, match the name, how many years did you take, and then it should tell you about validation. I guess that's something that they're doing now. So if it is, it's gonna select that check mark that you see there, green, that the course was validated. So again, just make sure that you match and look at your transcripts, look at all those little P's and enter them with the grade that you received and the years that you received. So next. So this talks about validation. I'm sure some of your high school counselors have talked to you guys about it, but if not, this is just a little quick refresher. Only available for California schools and with the UCs. CSU validation applies only to your math, language other than English, and chemistry. So for example, I'm sure if you did bad on a math class like integrated math 1 and you failed the first semester, but you did better the second semester, then that gets over, you're good, that gets validated, like AKA it's valid, like it's like if you pass with the C. So make sure that you know that that applies to math, language other than English, and chemistry. Geometry will validate the first semester. C or better in the first semester of Algebra 2, validate both semesters of Algebra 1. So pretty much it's kind of complicated. I'm sure your counselors do an amazing job at explaining this to you. But don't worry if you mess up the first semester. With the second semester, you do better in math, language, other than English, like your Spanish or French, and chemistry. Second semester validates for those classes. So don't trip, you'll get that credit. So standardized test. I know this is new, especially with the pandemic going on right now. For fall 2021, freshman admission standardized tests will not be used to determine admissions. So yay, no SAT standardized test that's gonna hold you from being eligible to be accepted into CSU. So SAT, ACT scores will be used for placement in math and English courses by campuses. So even if you take them, they're gonna use those scores to place you into a college level English or math class. You can enter your SAT, ACT, AP, IB tests that have been taken or plan on taking them. So make sure that if you're an AP or doing an IB program, that you enter the placement exams that you're gonna take by the end of the school year, so that they're able to place you into the college level math and English class. If tests have not been taken or are not scheduled to take any standardized tests, you can also opt out. So reminder, you don't need to be an IB, AP, or take the SAT to be placed. This is just for the institution to know where to place you. but you don't have to do neither. You can just meet all the A through Gs and never been an IB, never took the SAT. You get a waiver this year.
Which is one less thing you need to worry about, right?
Yes. And then I'll hand
All
it over
right, so now,
to Garcia.
thank you. We're gonna go ahead and go into quadrant 3, which is, box number 3, as I like to refer it to. But just really quick before we jump into this section of the application, just remember that this is a walkthrough. If any of you guys have any questions or anything of that sort, like, you can always reach out to one of us. We are more than happy to help you out with any specific questions. But again, this is just our generic walkthrough, okay? So let's go into quadrant 3, which is the supporting information of the application. This is where they'll talk about educational programs, work experience, and then the EOP program, which I will explain what that is in just a second. But let's go ahead and start first with the educational programs and work experience. Hint, hint, or FYI, you can enter educational talent search on this on this page. So go Trio. As you can see, it's gonna ask you if you participated in any of the programs in high school and beyond. So they mention AVID, they mention Upward Bound, they mention Talent Search or Educational Opportunity Center, which you would put yes, because all of you are a part of Trio and a part of the Educational Talent Search program. They also put Puente Project, Independent Living Project, Mesa Project, or any other college readiness or educational programs that all of you have been a part of. If you do not know what the other programs are, it's more than likely because you're not a part of those programs. So that's nothing that you would really need to worry about. Just indicate the programs that you are currently in. And for any of you that are currently working, I know due to the pandemic, a lot of the seniors, a lot of students had to pick up on some jobs. So this is something where you go ahead and enter on the right-hand side, the work information. They'll ask you 2 simple questions. The first question is, what was the average number of hours worked per week over the most recent 12 months? So if you're a part-time worker, then you would indicate not 1 to 5, but once you put down the drop down, they give you more additional options. So you'd more than likely put 15 to 20, or depending on how many hours you've worked. The second question is, was more than 25% of your work hours related to the major of your choice? If that's yes, great for you. I would be happy to hear that, because that does fall aligned like as an internship. But if you put no, that's okay. All of us do need to work just to support our families and ourselves, and especially due to the pandemic, like, we need as much income as we possibly can. And the last section is just any extracurricular program hours of participation and leadership. So if you've been a part of anything else that's not listed on the options that were given to you, that is where you will go ahead and answer that. So that's leadership such as like ASB, or if you even had a leadership role in any one of your sports or any other programs that the high school has offered you all, or even outside of the high school. If you've been a part of your church club or anything of that sort, you're free and able to put it right there under participation and leadership. All right, now let's talk about the Educational Opportunity Program, either known as EOP. Just know that if you are interested in applying to EOP, you would have to submit the application through the Cal State Apply application. The deadline is January 15th. So, which means that, actually, I'm sorry, that's CSUSB EOP application deadline to January 15th. So each campus has a different deadline. Depending on the campus that you are applying to, just make sure that you follow up with the EOP department so you can find out more information on their deadlines, by when you would need to turn in and submit the recommendation letters and any other additional information that you need. But what exactly is the EOP program? So the EOP program actually provides specialized support during your college years. It is designed to help low-income first-generation, historically educationally disadvantaged students succeed academically in college and make sure that all of you graduate. So for a lot of our students, I know this can definitely be an additional help for all of you in college. It's sort of like, you know, a trio program or just a program that's going to offer you assistance to graduate and get this academic support that you need. So in order for you to apply, again, you need to apply in the Cal State Apply application. You need to be first generation, meaning that neither of your parents graduated from college. If you have an older sibling that went to college and they graduated from college, you are still a first generation student. So just a little heads up, because I know students get confused by that. And then you need to meet the EOP family income criteria, which that can be found. I'm actually not sure where we can find that, but that's something that we can look into if that's something that you need. I'm sure if you click on that on the EOP family income criteria, it can take you to it. But if not, again, we can help you through that process. So again, the EOP application is built into the Cal State Apply application. So if you are interested in applying, you need to apply at the same time you're applying to the colleges. Just make sure that you follow up with each separate college campus to follow up the deadline and when you will need to submit the recommendation letters. So here are the materials that you need to apply to the program. Well, you need 2 recommendations which are required for you to apply. One must be from an academic counselor / teacher that can comment on a student's academic preparedness for university's academic work. The other can be from an individual who can comment about students' potential to succeed in college. So recommenders cannot be self or a family member, must include their names and email addresses on the application. So that means that it can be any one of your teachers, counselors, it can even be one of us if you know we are on your mind. So just a heads up, we are more than willing to write a recommendation letter. It can also be maybe your coach. If you were a part of any other sports, it can be their coach or any mentor or anyone anyone that can speak to the potential that all of you have, which all of you do have. And, you know, anyone that's able to just talk about how prepared you are for you to enter a college or university campus. Additional materials that you need your family information, including participation in public assistance programs and other publicly funded programs. TRIO would be one of them. Siblings educational information, your household size, your parent and guardian information, such as the occupation information for at least one parent or guardian, meaning where they work at or where they're currently employed. An estimated and actual income for this and last year's household. So you do need that income. This is where they're going to determine if you are eligible to apply for the EOP program, and then your household size. One last thing that you will need is, you got to just make sure you're prepared to answer some questions about yourself. So some autobiographical questions that they will be asking you on the application. So just, something I tell the students all the time, just be as open and detailed as possible. I know they give you a maximum, so just try to fit in as much as you can within the maximum amount of letters that they are providing for all of you to write in, those questions, the answers about yourself. So here's some additional information about the EOP application. Do you wish to apply the EOP question? If you are not applying, just click no. Then you would be done with section 3. If you are applying, you will click yes, and then you can return later to complete the EOP questions. And if you're applying the EOP now, just click yes. So that means the difference between applying the EOP and applying the EOP now is that if you apply to EOP now, you will insert the answers to the EOP questions and have all of that information good and ready to go. If you do not, you can always just return to it later, which is something that I recommend for all of you to do. That way you can just focus on the Cal State Apply and all the college campuses you're applying to. EOP is something you can always log back into and then just submit the application a little bit later on. So just a FYI and heads up for all of you. All right, so now let's enter the last quadrant of the 4 boxes, which will be the program materials. So program materials, depending on the campus and major or program that you choose, there may be things to read and respond to on the program materials section. Note, there may be more than one tab to click. Once you've read through and responded to anything in this program materials section, you can exit back to my application on the top left. So if there is any additional information that the college itself needs, such as like if you're applying to maybe like a nursing program or an impacted program or major at the college that you're applying to, sometimes they require for additional information, and this is where you'll find that. If nothing's there, then again, you just click out of it and then just go back to your application on the top left hand side of the application itself. So this is what it would look like when you go back to your application. Again, this is incomplete, as you can see, because not all 4 boxes are fully green. The bottom 2 boxes are completed. The top 2 boxes are incomplete because you still need to fill out the rest of the information in that section. So just, make sure that students, it says students must complete all sections of the application before submitting, with exception of section 3, supporting information, or the EOP program. So if you do apply for EOP right there and then, all 4 would be green. If you do not, only 3 would be green. And then the EOP section, which would be supporting information, does not need to be green. So that's because, again, that's something that you can always go back into later on, even after you submit the application. And bless you, Ms. Gomez, I seen that.
Thank you. Got the sniffles over here.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so now once all of you have filled out your information, you've selected your campuses, you selected the major you want to apply to, you have seen if you have, been eligible for the application fee waiver or not. You will see the total amount that you would have to pay, unfortunately. And then you can also see the number of applications that are ready to submit. So once you're ready and good to go on all of that, you can submit all, you do the payment, and bam, you're good to go. You've applied to the CSU campuses. That's one step, going into college after high school. So hooray for all of you. But if you get to that section and there's still a lot of information that you need to fill out, no, don't worry. We still have to the end of November for you to submit the application. This is a head start. We do want to highlight something really important, something that will provide some encouragement for all of you to submit the application sooner than later, which will be on the next slide. Oops, sorry, on the following slide. But it is a gift card that they're providing for all of you if you submit it early, but we'll talk about that in just a second after I go over this. So this here that you see on the screen, this is what it would look like once each college campus and application has been fully completed. So as you can see, some highlights that you need is the red boxes. You will be applying for the term fall, which you need to make sure that it's fall of 2021. The other red box would be the college campus that you're applying to. And then if it's fully green like that with the check mark at the end, that means it's fully complete. And you can submit one at a time, or you can submit them all at once. So it's up to you. You don't have to submit them all at once. If you just want to start with one college, for example, Cal State San Bernardino, boom, you're ready to go. This is a college that is an option for you, then you can submit that. And if you're still thinking about the other 3, then take your time, as long as it's before the deadline, of course. And yeah. One other thing I want to highlight is the total fees and the number of applications. If you were eligible for the fee waiver, you will see on the screen the total fees will be 0. If you did not, you were not eligible for the fee waiver, then unfortunately you will see a number on there, and that's where you will have to pay for the application. And I believe it's $75 for each application that you submit.
College and cheap. College and cheap.
Yeah, exactly. If I had the power, I'd make the college application process free.
Yes.
So this seems like there's something new for fall 2021. It's submit application submission review, which means that you can submit all of your information before you submit the actual application, which is great. You know, if you want to just kind of go over any information that you feel you might have missed, your A through G courses, your high school courses, if you took concurrent enrollment, your college courses, the SAT, ACT, AP tests. I know they're not taking that into account for admission, but again, they will be using that for your English and math placement classes. If you don't have that, don't worry about it. But yeah, this is just a time for you to review before you submit the application. Same thing here for transfers, but all of you are in high school, so you will not be considered a transfer student. And then this is just the final check boxes that you would have to click before you submit, which is just a warning review. Read through it. It's just asking you if everything on the application is correct, if all the information you provided is true. So you would just make sure you understand and you have reviewed that. And yeah, after that, that will take you to the make payment, and then you will be done with the application process. Now, let's go into the early submitter sweepstakes, which is what I had mentioned earlier about getting an Amazon gift card, or the opportunity to get an Amazon gift card. If you do apply early by November 20th, I know today, what's today? October 28th. If you apply within the next 2 weeks, you will get entered for an opportunity drawing to win a $100 Amazon gift card. They will be giving out 10 of them. So, you know, that brings up your chances. If you submitted before November 2nd, November 9th, November 16th, again, before November 20th, you will be entered to win a $100 Amazon gift card. Hopefully one of you win. Hopefully all of you have your applications done and ready to go by then, and that way you can enter that sweepstake. So the earlier you submit the application, the more chances you have on winning.
So get it done. Who wants a $100 Amazon card?
Yes, and as you can see, there's also a grand prize. So if you submit before November 23, you will be entered to win one $1,000 Amazon gift card. And you know, right now, Amazon is like the go-to place because we're all at home, we're ordering our things on Amazon. So that will come in handy for all of you. And especially if you're going to college, that's where I would get most of my things from college back when I was in college. So apply now, submit. If you have questions, let us know. We are here to help and support all of you. We just did this PowerPoint today so we can kind of walk you through the steps and kind of encourage all of you to submit those applications ASAP. But again, you can always reach out to one of us. If you do not want to reach out to one of us, some information on the screen, we have CSU admissions, where they are more than happy and willing to help you out as well. You can just email them at moreinfo@csusb.edu, or just give them a call. They're still working from home and they'll still answer your phone call. Or if you need any technical support and something on the Cal State Apply, you know, there's a glitch or something's just it's not working properly, you can give technical support a call. Or again, like I said, Ms. Gomez and myself are here, and we'll be here more than happy to help all of you apply to any CSU campus that you're interested in.
Absolutely. Thank you. I hope you guys find this.
That is it.
Yay.
Yes, we hope that all of you find this helpful. Thank you all for, you know, pushing through with us. If you made it to the point where you're submitting the application, congratulations to you. If not, just reach out to one of us.
Don't be shy. We're here to help. Thank you, guys.
Bye, you guys.